watching Jamaica News on YouTube, your number one place for local and international news about Jamaica.
Now, remember to like the video, remember to share, comment and subscribe to the channel for support and growth. With all of that said and all of that done, I go jump into the intro, then I go come back with what my feelings in. So it seems like Danielle Rowe case about to take a turn. Yesterday, the case was called up in court for the first time. She was heard uttering the words, "I did not cut her throat." Now, my question is, if she did not cut her throat, then who did it? Tears was falling down her face and she uttered the words, "I did not cut her throat." Then my viewers and my subs, who did? My mother, my grandparents, them usually tell me, say, before you pick the matter out of somebody else, yeah, make sure you pick it out of you. Some people know it as, before you pick the beam out of for somebody else, yeah, make sure you pick it out of you. You see it? When Pata cuss Keckle say it black, make sure you look on yourself. You know, say Mark Golding I get a lot of backlashing for a skit that he was involved in. Then, at a party conference over there in St. Andrew. I believe he's only getting all those backlashing because he's a white man. If he was a black man, no words would have come from it. You see it? Now, I was browsing the internet and I come across this picture with Minister Olivia Babzik Range. You see it? Looking down on two black kids with their ankles shackled on their neck. What they are beating down Mark Golding with. Other politicians are on the scenes of some of these skits and nothing was heard of it. A 19-year-old police constable died in Trelawney on Wednesday night as a result of injuries he sustained in a motor vehicle collision along the Hague Main Road. He is Christopher Ricketts, who was assigned to the St. James Division. Reports from the Falmouth police are that around 11:50 p.m., Ricketts and a colleague collided with another motor car. The police were summoned and Ricketts and his colleagues and the two occupants of the Toyota Fielder were taken to hospital, where Ricketts was pronounced dead and his colleague was admitted in serious but stable condition. The occupants of the Toyota Fielder were treated and released. The police are probing a dramatic series of shooting incidents that ended in a shootout between gunmen and law enforcers in a section of the Bagua Gorge in St. Catherine yesterday. One of the suspected gunmen was fatally shot during the exchange of gunfire. He is believed to have been among a group of shooters who were involved in the murder of a man in Riversdale, St. Catherine, earlier in the morning. Reports are that shortly after 12 p.m., the police were alerted to an unidentified man who was shot and killed in Riversdale. The police subsequently intercepted the motorcar in which the men who were suspected to have committed the murder were traveling in. The occupants of the vehicle reportedly opened gunfire at the police, which was returned by the law enforcers. When the shooting subsided, a man was found suffering from gunshot wounds and a firearm was seized. A woman who was in the vehicle was detained while another man escaped in bushes. The wounded man was transported to hospital where he was pronounced dead.
Today, Standard & Poor's, the global credit rating agency, upgraded Jamaica's credit rating from B+ to BB-. This is wonderful news for Jamaica. Jamaica has never before had a credit rating as high as BB- from S&P. This is the best credit rating that Jamaica has received from S&P since they started rating Jamaica's sovereign debt in 1999. The benefit of this credit upgrade to Jamaica is that it provides ability for Jamaica to get better terms on financing, which can save a substantial amount of money in the long run, leaving more room for spending on education, health, security, infrastructure, and in other areas. It also makes Jamaica a more attractive place to invest. This, in turn, will lead to more investments, more economic activity, and more jobs for Jamaicans. In evaluating Jamaica's credit rating, S&P would have looked at Jamaica's economic performance or economic policy framework and projections of Jamaica's economic trajectory, among other factors. As such, this upgrade is a victory for economic policy focus of pursuing economic independence, building economic resilience, and expanding economic opportunity for all. This historic credit rating upgrade is even more meaningful given the devastating impact of the recent COVID-19 pandemic. Our policy priority of economic recovery is paying off. I'd like to emphasize that we consider this to be a national achievement and one to be protected. I express gratitude to the Ministry of Finance team, to public servants in general, unions, members of the private sector, and civil society who continue to work for a better Jamaica.